So I wanted to share with you all what I call the shift code. So, long story short, we live in the Matrix, just like the movie The Matrix. A lot of conscious spiritual people call it a documentary. So, long story short, stepping into spirituality is like taking that red pill. I believe that's the right color, the red pill, where he woke up and was in this completely different reality, and he saw things more from like a God's eyes perspective. And he could jump realities, basically, is what he's doing in the movie. And we can do the same thing, because spiritually speaking, there is no such thing as space and time. There is an infinite amount of parallel realities, and we are still living in the same time at the same moment throughout our past, future, past lives, all coexisting at the same time. So do you know what that means? That means you can heal your child self, like right now. So what you do is, so you go into a meditation, and you can try, this meditation. Count down from 100 and count slow. When your thoughts veer off, breathe and keep on counting down from 100. If you lose your spot, just, don't make this difficult. Then again, once you get to 0, count down from 30. Now you can do this in silence. You can do this with meditation music on, whatever you feel, really resonates with you. So the first memory you have of when you were traumatized, if you can remember that. So actually trying to go back to see where you lost your spark. If you can't remember, ask Spirit, Source, God, the Most High, whoever you believe in, ask God to show you this. And don't be afraid of it. It still lives within you. You can't hide from it. So this is what's affecting your life, and I know you know that. So I'll share a personal story of my own. One of my first memories of, first off, my dad had mental health issues. He, in 2008, was diagnosed with dementia and paranoid schizophrenia. But I always knew something was wrong. He was abusive physically and verbally, but I love my father for life. He has passed on. He passed away in 2018. I forgave him when I was like 22, 23, and we were just the best of friends after that. However, one of my first memories of him in his episodes, he was in my brother's face getting ready to attack him, and he attacked him, and my brother ran out of the house. I remember being the same height as the doorknob, because I was peeking out the door, and it was like, I don't remember who, but someone was trying to cover my view. And I remember being confused, and I didn't understand why he was so angry, and child thoughts, child-like questions I had. And there was another time, similar incident, and I remember, had to be about 8, and I remember going in a corner and screaming, hoping that my scream would like scare the shit out of somebody and get their attention and get him to stop. So when I started doing Reiki, this is when I learned this. There's no such thing as space and time, and you can go back and heal that child as if, your child self, as if it never happened, or you give yourself what you needed at that time, which is love. So I would hug my child self. I would see myself hugging my child self and telling myself what I needed to hear at that time. Everything's okay. You're going to make it through this. There's going to be more of this, and it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Now, there's a man named Joe Dispenza that speaks about this in his book, Becoming Supernatural. I think it's called, or Superhuman. I think it's called Supernatural. And he's a scientist now. And what made him get into this, he was a chiropractor, if I'm not mistaken. but he was a marathon cyclist, and he got hit by a car. And I know this is off subject, but it's really not. But he got hit by a car and was paralyzed from the neck down. His spine was crushed. He turned down all surgeries or any type of help and said to himself, the power that made the body can heal the body. Long story short, within 12 weeks, he was back practicing. He was back doing his marathon shit again. So in his book, he talks about a meditation he did. I believe he's talking about himself or he's talking about somebody else. A meditation he did where he went back in time to go heal that part of him. And while he's in this meditation, he's seeing himself through a house window, like washing the dishes. And then he sees himself look out the window, like feeling somebody looking at him. And come to find out, this was a him in the past. So when he came out of the meditation, he's like, I remember that. I remember looking outside the window feeling like somebody was watching me. This is how magnificent this shit is, okay? And once you start doing this, you'll start coming up with memories of when you have done this. Your future self has already started doing this. This video is for you. This is not a coincidence. So same with me. There's been times where I felt like somebody was watching me. Perfect example is I'm a teen mom, and I was 17 and pregnant. And one memory I have is I was crying in my bed, just sobbing because for when I was pregnant, all my friends stopped talking to me. My child's father at the time stopped talking to me because I wouldn't move in with him. I was only 17. But anyway, and because of my religion, I had been shunned as well. So nobody was really talking to me, and that there was no warning about that. Like, we're not gonna talk to you right now because of what you done. They just kind of just stopped talking to me, and that was traumatizing. So I remember feeling like someone was watching me. And then one day, in one of my psychedelic journeys, I was being rubbed on my belly, and the memory came like it was playing like a movie in my head, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Usually in psychedelic journeys, when you are being shown something of your past that you're traumatized from, it's a memory. You see it through your own eyes. It's not a vision like how they show in movies. But this was a vision. So I had been shown myself as if I was like hovering over myself. So when I saw that, I felt so bad for myself. Like, oh my God, I'm still holding on to this pain in my womb. I had no idea. No clue. I thought I had got over that shit. I didn't even remember it. And I felt so bad for myself. Like, oh my goodness, I had the flu and I had a migraine and nobody came to check on me. And this is one of those incidents where I was able to go in meditation and heal that part of me. I was only 17. I was still a child. So yeah, like I was saying, after you count down from 100, and then again you count down from 30. And this is what's calming down the wavelengths. The more you calm down the wavelengths in the brain, the easier you can meditate and be in a really relaxed state. Now, once you get there, sometimes you'll be so relaxed, the visions will just start coming. But once you get there, go back to that memory and hug your child self. Be there for you. Be what you needed at that time. Humans are not perfect. Hurt people. And, this is just what we signed up for in this human experience. We came here to elevate, learn lessons, and heal and love. That's it. The video is about to end. Check out my website, omniversaltruth.com, for all my services, coach services, jewelry that I make. I made this jewelry, peace and love, and Afro sheen. I was supposed to be wearing my smart glasses this whole time.